Hello, everyone. My name is Kevin Parikh. I'm the chairman and CEO of Avasant. I'm here today to talk about digital talent and the workforce of the future. And I'm excited to see all of our Avasant students and graduates and all of you in attendance today. It's my pleasure to give a shout out to the IDB Labs. Um, the Inter-American Development Bank has been a long-term partner of Avasant throughout our digital workforce programs through Avasant Foundation. Also have a lot of thanks to the University of Bahamas for their support of this program as well. Why don't we go ahead and jump into it? First of all, we're here to celebrate, and we're here to also talk a little bit about why this is so important. And so I'm going to give you a little bit of peek into the future. You see, we're on the cusp of a new era. And in this new era, humanity will experience total freedom to dream, innovate, and it'll be regardless of their geolocation or socioeconomic status. And that's because technology is going to allow us to communicate and work together in ways that we could only imagine. If we think about the journey to this new age, which I speak of, we call that age the imagination age. It is not happening overnight, and it's been happening progressively over the last 20 plus years. You see, it began with Y2K. Now, for those of you that are familiar with Y2K, it's also known as the year 2000 bug. So in the year 2000, we understood that all computers would need to be reprogrammed from a 2-digit year, which in those days were in the 1990s, to a 4-digit year, which would be 2000. You see, the fear was, what would happen when the years become 00 from 99? And the fear was that all computers would crash. So in that moment of time, hundreds of thousands of engineers across the world assembled to solve this Y2K bug, which meant every computer in the world had to be reprogrammed. It spawned a whole new IT industry, an industry for communications and technology, which led to the information age that we all know so well. The information age brought us the ability to communicate through the internet and, of course, the World Wide Web itself, and the ability to communicate over vast distances. But what it really didn't give us was what we got from COVID. COVID gave us the ability to free ourselves, to be able to have video conversations like we're having today in a digital world. And that backbone of opportunity is one that is going to create the future for all of you. And of course, the beginning of what we call the imagination age. So let's talk about what is digital. We call this digital singularity, the point where technological omnipresence and human experience converge. This is where technology, which is all around us, right? Like in your house, you have a computer, you have a microwave, you have other devices that are connected to the internet. They're everywhere. Some of you use Google Home, or you might use Alexa. These technologies are allowing us to connect because they're omnipresent and around us everywhere. You see in this example here, this gentleman is working in his car. This is an example of what we call digital singularity. Now, the great thing about this particular example is we can only imagine he was probably on the phone with somebody in his house. He walked out on the street, got to his car, stayed on the phone, and seamlessly entered into this new experience because the technology is built into the vehicle. He went from his wireless device to another wireless device, his vehicle, to do the office now, which is where maybe we can imagine he is going, and being able to work seamlessly through that call without having any stop at all, right? No break in communication or conversation, unbroken. And that's, again, the power of digital singularity. The imagination age is defined for humanity to be fully innovative. There are a few critical core requirements, and I'm going to define them each for you. The first is ubiquity of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is finding its way into everything that we do. It's beyond automation. It's the beginnings of which may be Gen AI and ChatGPT, but where it ultimately ends is in all of our devices and all the things that we use today. Imagine getting up in the morning, your coffee ready for you. Well, you can say, I already have an instant coffee maker, or I already have my coffee maker on timer. But if that coffee maker also knows what news you like to listen to, knows that on Thursdays you prefer a stronger cup of coffee because Wednesday night you stay up late doing homework with your son or your daughter, now that's intelligence. And as we get further along in this journey, we are seeing that these technologies are coming to bear. Universal connectivity. Well, universal connectivity means we have the ability to connect with everyone in the world, wherever they are. And today we have about 3 billion people that still remain unconnected. But new technologies like Starlink and others are bringing those services and those individuals online. In this imagination age, we will solve the grand challenges as well. You know, what do we call the grand challenges? The challenges that keep us up at night: global warming, lack of electricity and power, something that we struggle with in the entire Caribbean region, and poor communications. We have to solve these challenges, and they're just a few, but these are challenges that make all of our worlds better. And then, of course, freedom from conflict zones. In order to reach this new age of enlightened disruption or technological advancement, we will need to solve some of the more basic challenges we have in humanity that are interrupting supply chains. And war is a big factor in all of that, which we have to solve. AI will enhance human productivity in the imagination age. Consider this: 60 to 70% of resources today can be absorbed by Gen AI. That shouldn't scare you. But what it means is that your jobs, the work that you do today, will have to evolve if you want to stay in business, if you want to keep working. Because if you don't evolve, the technology will overwhelm the work that you did before. You know, I think a lot about my time through this on a personal level. And over the last 30 years, I have been practicing law and, of course, now working for many years as a CEO and chairman. I've experienced technological change of immense magnitude. But one of the things that I really appreciate about this shift and this change during this time is I'm finding that the technology is giving me more time to dream and to think, because it's doing a lot of the heavy lifting for me. In the old days, I might have had to type my essay with a typewriter. And without a word processor, if I made a mistake, I'd have to keep starting over, rip up a page, and retype from the beginning. Can you imagine rethinking a thought over and over and over again because you're running out of paper, or you made a typo and you need to fix it? So unbroken stream of thought means that I have the freedom to continue my thoughts and not be bogged down by technology that doesn't work. Not only is the unbroken stream of thought so important in this new imagination age, but it's also supporting predictive analytics and digital technologies that are helping us better analyze the subjects that we're trying to understand. And that means that we can do calculations on the fly, estimations on the fly. We can test our theories before we write about them. The data will travel with us. You saw in that car with that man who was working, that the data was with him wherever he was. He could travel from his office to his car to home again and wherever he wants. The data is always there. And it doesn't necessarily have to be in a physical device. It could be embedded in the room in which you're working. So AI will transform the way we live and work in this new imagination age. It will be a time for all of you to really absorb the learnings from this training, but also execute on them. You see, in this new world, we can work anywhere. in a distributed fashion. It's truly equalizing the playing field. The digital divide is being crossed. It doesn't matter whether you're in the Bahamas or Trinidad or Africa or India or anywhere else in the world. It also means that you can spend more time with people and not machines. What are the machines? Cell phones, computers. The more we absorb in this world, we will be able to communicate more in a more realistic way. Immersive and multisensory technologies will be part of that. We call that the metaverse. But what it means is it'll unlock our senses. It means that we'll have more realistic conversations. Imagine going over to your local Starbucks and asking for a coffee and saying, "Hey, could I use the communication room?" And you, instead of sitting at a table, you go sit at a table in the communication room. And that room suddenly lights up, turns on with your entrance. And you know what it does? It helps you dial a call with one of your friends in the United States or somewhere else. And you know where they're sitting? In a Starbucks right down the street in their neighborhood. And by bringing those technologies that are symbiotic and work together in a closed loop environment, we can simulate a very real feeling. We can do that today. And whether it's in a Starbucks or it's somewhere else, this technology will become available relatively inexpensively to all of you in your lifetimes in a very short period of time from now. These are unified and new ways of being connected, and we will always be connected in this imagination age with very little technology to hold us back. Only opportunities for our dreams and vision. And of course, AI is going to accelerate the achievement of all of the global goals. Many of you are familiar with Avasant Foundation's work with the United Nations. We have not only worked very closely with the UN SDGs and the UN Global Compact, but we have really spearheaded key focused areas, including SDG 5 and SDG around education and gender inequality. So our goal is to be a better organization, but also we want to see, with the help of AI, 79% of all SDGs achieved by 2030. Now, we were hoping to get all of them achieved by 2030, but we're going to get close, and AI is going to help. AI is going to help bridge the digital divide once and for all, as I mentioned, create equal opportunities for all of us, and we are going to hit 93% of the environmental targets. This last month, it was reported for the first time that the Earth was experiencing a little bit of a cooling trend, and then the heat was not rising quite as fast as expected. It's great news. Let's hope it's more than just a short-term trend, because our goal is to solve the grand challenges. And the imagination age, which all of you are entering into, a leap from the information age, is when it will all happen. The digital age has unlocked a new era for creativity and innovation. We're living in it now. But the imagination age that's coming will unleash the full power of human imagination. And I'm excited for it, and I'm excited for all of you. Congratulations and best of luck. And I look forward to hearing from all of you on how well you're doing. Best.